Hey guys, how are you? I have something to share with you. I've just arrived at the studio for my one-on-ones today, but I had something really important to share with you. In fact, this was inspired by my clients actually during our last session. So we had a really brilliant session inside of my mastermind. We had a real heart-to-heart. And then one of the ladies, when I was asking, why is it that you haven't been able to complete your tasks for the week? And she said, Pam, I'm gonna send you an email and I'm gonna share with you some of the things that I've been going through. And I thought, oh my goodness, what is it? So anyway, that passed, and then all of the other ladies started to talk about some of the things that they have been going through, and I shared a little bit. And it's a real sisterhood, and they are incredibly amazing and a really good bunch of people, and I absolutely love working with them. But afterwards, I really started to think about why is it that I became successful, or what is it that lies behind my success, as far as I can see. And I watched another video by another entrepreneur who's also doing very well, and she had shared a similar secret, and in fact, if I hadn't heard her video or watched her video, I don't think I would have known that this was my secret, if you know what I'm trying to say. So what is it? So before I even jump into this, if it's your first time seeing me, then thank you for stopping by. I'm Pam Obasa, and I run a brand called The Lucrative Lady. And if you're loving anything that I'm sharing with you, then please go ahead, subscribe to this channel, and give this video a thumbs up so that I know that it resonates. I'm trying this. It's a different type of content. It's not planned, but I want to see if it's something that resonates with you guys, because if it does, then I would love to create more stuff like this. Let me share with you 3 key occasions that have had the biggest impact on my business. The first one was when I first started my brand, The Lucrative Lady. I started it and I invited one of my best friends to support me in the business, amongst other people. I think there were 3 or 4 of us at that time, including my friend, who, because she is my best friend, I put her in a very prominent position inside of the business. And then one day, she left. She needed to do her own stuff, and I absolutely respected that. But it put me in a very tough predicament, because I had nobody to replace her. I didn't know how to replace her. And because of that, in fact, I'll be very honest with you, I was a little bit stung, right? I was stung because she was leaving, and I didn't know how to move forward. And so I made the decision to move my business online. Before she moved forward, we were doing live events. So we would hire venues in central London, and people would meet us there, and I would teach, etc. And I would do the entire thing. And what she would do is she would help me with actually hosting and making sure everybody was happy. So she had a really key role. So when she left, I was left in a pickle, thinking, how do I replace you? And how do I, she's so good at what she did. I found it really difficult. It was at that point that I decided, and I literally thought, fudge this, I'm going to have to take my business online. I cannot have my business depending on anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. It could be a friend, a mom, my sister. It doesn't matter who it is. I cannot have a business where if somebody leaves, I then feel like I'm stuck. So that was the first transition, as to when I then moved online. Then, before that happened, something else had happened. I want to share 2 more things with you, and I'm hoping that as I'm sharing it, hopefully you can identify the secret, but I will tell you exactly what it is. Before that happened, I had hired my second coach, right? The coach that, I paid a lot of money for this coaching. And he was supposed to teach me how to run live events. And so I paid all of the money. And I remember receiving an email from him, or a message from him one day. And he basically in the email said to me, Pam, you're expecting too much from me. I don't think your live event is going to do very well. I don't think people are going to turn up because you don't have an email list. You don't have an audience. Nobody knows who you are. Told me everything that was wrong with my business. And then at the end of that, he said, I think we should meet up. I just had a baby, he was a few months old, and he said, I think we should meet up in central London, and I live on the outskirts of London, so he said, I think we should meet up, let's meet in central London, meet me at 8 a.m. Now, if you don't understand what that means, it means that 8 a.m. is, I'm talking peak, I'm talking rush hour, I'm talking to make that trip, I would have to leave home at, like really early, like 6:30 or something, just to beat the queues on the trains and all of those things. But anyway, I did, because I thought he had a solution to this problem. I met him at his offices in central London, and literally I walked in, and the moment I sat down, my bottom literally touched the chair. He stood up and said, Pam, I'm really sorry, but the reason I've invited you is that I don't think we can work together. I thought, hold on a minute. What do you mean we can't work together? and he explained, I'm really sorry, blah, blah, blah. And he gave me all sorts of reasons as to why. But my anger was, hold on a minute, I've left my babies in bed. I've left my home. I've traveled, a couple of hours for you to tell me this. Like, you really couldn't tell me on the phone or on Zoom or on email? Like, I traveled for you to do this. And honestly, I walked out of that meeting and tears started to pour down my face. Like, I started to cry, and I called my husband and I called a few friends, and I literally became so angry that I made a commitment to myself that I would absolutely smash my launches, that I would absolutely kill it in the live event space, and that whatever it was that he thought I didn't have, that somehow it's going to happen. Somehow it's going to be successful. That was the second moment. And it was in that moment that I learned the very skills that I was missing in my business. I learned how to run ads. I learned how to show up because I was angry. I call it a holy anger. I hope you're following the journey and to see what that secret is. Now, fast forward to after that had happened, I had then moved online because, my friend had left. I had then moved online. And so these sequences of events are happening. So my business is growing and it's doing okay. At this point, in my coaching business, at that point, I was charging high ticket, but not crazy high ticket, just relatively high ticket. And then, of course, in 2019, COVID hit. 2020, rather, COVID really hit over here in the UK. And again, something else happened. My husband got COVID, got incredibly well, and went in a coma. Once again, I found myself in a place of like, what the hell is going on right now? And I remember sitting in the car one day and just thinking, what do I do about this situation? How do I move forward? And it was in that moment that, again, that anger rose inside of me. And I decided, fudge this, whatever it is that's going on in my life right now, I'm going to forge forward. I'm going to do something about it. And I remember just thinking, Pam, I spoke to a friend of mine and she said, Pam, look, if you could charge anything in the world, right, for your business and make sure that, your kids are happy, that you are still comfortable whilst your husband is in the hospital, what would that figure be? What is a figure that scares you? I remember at that point saying 20K. 20K is a figure that scares me, but Lord knows I can never charge that amount of money. And she said, that is what you should charge. And I remember thinking, okay, life is hitting me hard right now. I need to do something about it. And so that was when I then raised my price. And guess what? People started paying that amount of money. So now, if you haven't grasped it, and I'm hoping that you have, I truly believe that one of the things that has really helped me is the fact that I've been able to use on my journey, I've been able to use the things that were, that could have derailed me, the things that could have really stopped my journey, the things that could have really hurt my progress and hurt me mentally and emotionally. And I'm not saying it didn't, because it very much did. I have been able to say, in spite of all of that, I'm going to do something incredible with my life and something incredible with my business. So I have found that having this holy anger, and I call it a holy anger. Why is it a holy anger? Because it's anger from within. But I call it a holy anger because it's not an anger where I'm going to hurt somebody or anybody's going to be derailed. And even that coach who did that to me, I've never named him or, I've never said anything negative. I'm not interested in that. That's not what my nature is. I really find that when these situations happen, I lean on the strength of God. I lean on the higher power, which is God. I lean on the strength of God, and I start to think, okay, Lord, what do you have for me, right? If this thing is happening and you are allowing it to happen in my life, therefore, there's a purpose, right? Therefore, there is a way forward. There is something that you want me to learn from this. There is a next step. What is that next step? Show me what that next step is. And I call that a holy anger, because if these negative things were not happening, I would not have taken the necessary steps that I have then taken to then grow my business exponentially to the point where my business is doing 6 figures per month. When we do a launch, we're doing multiple 6 figures from every launch that we do. That would never have happened unless I was uncomfortable, unless that anger had arose inside of me, unless I had made a decision that in spite of the pain, in spite of the disappointment, in spite of the hurt, in spite of the mental turmoil, or in spite of whatever it is that is going on in my personal life, if I hadn't had made those decisions, I wouldn't be here where I am today. So what am I trying to share with you guys? I guess what I'm trying to say is that a lot of you are going through stuff, and I get it. The reason I get it is because I work with a lot of people, my clients, and, they're going through a lot of stuff. I'm going through a lot of stuff. I guess the point that I'm making is that you've got to find that holy anger. You've got to find that thing that really causes you to rise up and say no more, right? A lot of people are sitting and waiting for things to happen to them, just like they are waiting for opportunities to fall on their lap. No, you've got to go out there and take it with both hands. You've got to decide that whatever it is that is holding you back, sometimes it's self-sabotage, sometimes it's self-doubt, sometimes it's you feeling unworthy, sometimes it's you feeling undeserving of success. Whatever it is, you've got to identify what it is and then decide no more. I'm actually going to do something about it, and I'm going to move forward in spite of it. This, for me, even though these situations are not situations that I have chosen, they're situations that I would rather not have. When I look back, I find that these situations, even though they were not meant for good, whether it was on purpose or not on purpose or whatever, right? Even though they could have derailed me, because of the way that I looked at them and the holy anger that has arisen inside of me, it has allowed me to do something about it. And that has brought about success. So what do I want you to take away from this? What I want you to take away is this, that whatever is happening to you, right? It's not by accident. I get that you might be in a tough spot in your life. I completely understand that. But I also want you to understand that there is greatness waiting for you. But it's all about you stepping up and looking for that greatness and saying, in spite of this, I am going to move forward. I'm not going to give up. In fact, whatever goal, whatever dream, whatever it is that you had before, you multiply that, you increase it, and you give God plenty to work with. You set yourself up ready to receive greatness. Because for me, that's exactly what I did. I decided that I won't stay small. I decided that I'm going to do great things. I decided that if I wanted to charge more, I could, and people would pay it. And guess what happened? It started to happen. It started to happen. So I want you to know that you are worthy. You are deserving. You are loved. You are great. There is so much greatness ahead of you. It is waiting for you. And whatever it is that you are going through, use that. Think of it as a tool. Think of it as your stepping stone and step on top of that, and then make even bigger plans, right? Create even bigger goals, but then back it up with your actions. Do something about it, and it will work out for you. I love you guys. Let me know if you like this type of stuff. I really enjoy talking to you about the personal things that have really helped me. So let me know if this is the kind of stuff, if this resonates with you. Subscribe to this channel, of course, and like this video, share this video, and comment below. If this resonates with you, then I'd love to create more stuff like this, because for me, this is really where it's at for me. This is where my heart lies. So let me know. Thank you guys so much. I have a whole playlist all about money mindset and mindset in general, which I really love talking about. So make sure you check it out before you leave. And of course, thank you so much for joining me today. Take care. Bye-bye.